I was not expecting to make a video today talking about how Arsenal just dropped points to one of the worst Premier League teams of all time. Wolves are horrible, man. They got 10 points, 17 losses. I mean, they're so in last place, it's not even funny. Oh my goodness. I chose to watch the Champions League over this yesterday. I just can't even believe that they've really done this. I did take the time this morning to watch the extended highlights. Obviously, I wasn't going to watch. I'm not going to watch the full 90 minutes. But I like watching the 10 to 15-minute videos so I can kind of just get a feeling of what's going on in the game. The 2-minute highlights are good if you're really running close for time or you're busy, but I wanted to see the flow of the game. And to be quite honest with you guys, Arsenal dominated this game, and it was a choke. It was a collapse. And I'm worried for a lot of reasons. So the Arsenal fans will be here for this video because they probably want to hear some viewpoints on the crisis that's going on with their team. Let me tell you, it's not a crisis yet, but we're heading in that direction. And I don't know if I'm disappointed with myself. I mean, this season, I think I fully committed to Arsenal winning trophies. I still feel like they're going to win a trophy. I put out a prediction saying 2 trophies about a month and a half ago. When I started the whole season, if you watch my Premier League predictions, I had them in 3rd place. And what I said about Arsenal, though, was that they will win a trophy this season because I'm starting to see the effectiveness, the way they were climbing in the Champions League year over year. But man, if you're an Arsenal fan, I don't think you're out of left field to be really concerned about this game yesterday. That's bad. Wolves are not a good team. Don't let anybody convince you that this team is good. They're trash. And the fact of the matter is, you were up 2-0, and I guess it's the beauty of the Premier League, on the road, and you end up choking this game. Guys, let me tell you something. You know, not everybody watches every game. Maybe everybody doesn't remember every season. Arsenal, I believe, had an 8-point advantage against Manchester City, which we will fact check in this video, in the 2022 to 2023 season. Not only did they lose to Man City 4-1, they got smoked. They only took 6 points out of the last 15 games, 15 points in April, and they ended up losing the league. They ended up losing the league that season. They were hardly getting points as the season went on. Then we go to the next season where I felt like I gained a lot of respect for Arsenal. They were going at the end with pressure on the team, with Arteta in, with a lot of these players here. They were going hand in hand, 3 points every week. Even with the pressure on, they didn't do enough. They finished on 89 points. All right? And they were cooking teams. They were smoking teams out at the end of the season, okay? Like a nice barbecue smoker down south. That's how they were cooking teams, all right? Then we get to last season. Liverpool walked the league. But Arsenal makes some progress in the Champions League. And let me tell you, if it wasn't for Gigi Donnarumma, that could have been a different situation. There was moments where Arsenal could have taken that against PSG, who were flawless the whole season until we got to the summer competition, which the Club World Cup, they got smoked in the final. But Arsenal, for me, I've been putting stock in this team. And now I'm getting concerned because when you have a result like this yesterday, it's showing an insecurity in your team and an inability to win the game that you need to win. Guys, this is not a video that we should be making. We should not be sitting here talking about how the hell did Arsenal drop points to Wolverhampton. When you look at the schedule, it's one thing where Arsenal got a massive game coming up on a down-year Spurs team that they need to win that game, right? It's one thing that you win this game and then you drop points in that North London derby or you drop points against Man City, right? But you are in the driver's seat. You had a lead, and let's take a look before we even talk about this game, right? You are not doing enough. You are not doing enough. I know you're winning the matches, but if you want to go and be convincing, guys, they have 2 draws in games. They should not be drawing teams. Are they losing? No, but let's look at the upcoming schedule. So you're telling me that the team potentially, I'm just saying potentially because they haven't lost games, team morale, the team cohesion is down, and you're heading into a North London derby in which you are away. Okay, so I know the Spurs are Spurs still this season. I get it. But you're going to be away, and then you're going to play Chelsea, who, bro, Chelsea's never easy. I mean, we just watched the second leg. Yes, they advanced in the cup, but that was a 0-0, right? Or a 1-0 at the end, but it was nothing really. I think it was 1-0 at the end. That was the game that Havertz had the goal at the end, but nothing was really going on, right? So that could be a draw. I don't think Everton is ever easy. Brighton, I mean, Man City, that one's coming up later. They got them in the cup first, in which I'm going to predict. I think they're going to win that trophy. I think they will win. That is going to be one of the 2 trophies they are going to win. But look. Arsenal, man, for the season, for the talent in the Premier League this season, this has to be the season you win. Recently, I would say the Premier League has been down in talent, And it's nothing against Arsenal. I think Arsenal is extremely well managed. But like I saw this tweet yesterday about somebody saying Arsenal should hire an offensive coach, like an offensive coordinator, because in American sports like egg ball, they actually have defensive and offensive coordinators. Because I agree, you look at them at times in the attack and they just look, look, we start off the game. Saka has a really nice goal, a nice easy header. It was from Declan Rice. I mean, Declan Rice is playing out of his mind as always. Saka does a little confident celebration because they're like, look, we already scored against Wolves. Hincapie has a really nice finish in the 56th minute. And the way Wolves, the Wolves, we're talking at halftime, Wolves had like 0 XG, 30% possession. And the way that Arsenal let Wolves just slip into this game is very concerning for how low the level this Wolves team is. Now, yes, it's a Premier League team. Premier League footballers are ridiculous, but Wolves are not a good team. Okay, and they let them slip in. We got a banger of a shot from Hugo Bueno. All right, way too much time. He gets in a 1v1. It's too relaxed. It's too nonchalant from Arsenal defensively, which is their strength. Lets the guy go one-on-one, cut inside, finesse shot, far post. Boom, first goal. The second goal, let me tell you this. The second goal, I've never seen Raya and Gabriel look so out of sync and confused in my life. So maybe this is just the season wearing on them. It was a horrible decision from both of them, especially Raya. He parries it right to the Wolves player, and then Wolves get this like triple ricochet goal, and it's crazy because you watch the whole Wolves stadium erupt. Obviously, they're happy for their team. It's like they're all hate watching Arsenal. Arsenal just fail and crumble. And you know what's funny? The commentator on the Wolves broadcast, you know what he says? Wolves can go on and win it. Okay, this is not some intimidating league leader that we're dealing with here, right? And when we look at it, they're choking. Guys, say what you want. They are choking right now, the league in front of our eyes. Now, I don't think Aston Villa is a contender here. I think Manchester United just dropped points in a game that they would have had to win that game to convince me. I know everybody wants to talk about the kid getting his haircut, but they got to win every single game to end the season, pretty much, them or Chelsea, if they want a chance. So for me, there's two contenders for this league, right? And it's Arsenal and it's Man City. And Man City are starting to heat up a little bit. They got a big match against Newcastle, who just smoked in the Champions League yesterday. But what's happening recently, right? Man City in the last 2 games is taking 2 wins. Arsenal has drawn twice. And let's say Man City go ahead and win this game against Newcastle, which is an if, right? But now with Man City, right? This is where drawing against Wolverhampton is horrible. Newcastle, who I respect as a football club. I know they're not having the best Premier League season, but they're a tough team to beat, right? Newcastle, that allows Man City now to have a chance to drop points and still be within 4 points of them. That's the problem. That's the problem. So let's look at this. And before we go any in depth here, Villa wins the next game, 53 points, 5 points behind. Okay, so I don't think they're going to win, but they can contend, and they can... Look, if Arsenal is feeling the pressure in February against Wolves, can you imagine what this team is going to be feeling in the end of March or April? That's what I'm trying to say. This collapse is not something that should be even in people's minds until like April, but they're not doing a good job of closing it out. And Man City with 2 points behind, I mean, that's ugly. That's ugly. Man City after this Newcastle game, they're going to play Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Palace. I mean, if Man City go on this streak right now, Arsenal could be in a lot of trouble because that Chelsea game is going to feel like a World Cup final. When we go back to the 2022-2023 season, you'll see they lost to Everton in February. They drew Brentford. They lost to Man City. They went on a crazy win streak after that. But then you get to April, where they were in a really nice position. They drew 3 games. They got cooked by Man City, beat Chelsea, beat Newcastle, lost to Brighton, lost to Forest, beat Wolves 5-0, and then they end up losing the league by 5 points with 84 points. So those 3 draws, some of those mistakes there, they really cost them, especially in April. So that's why I'm concerned about Arsenal. I still think they're in such a good position this season. But if they don't do it this season, I don't know what to tell you guys. And somebody was asking my opinion, should Arteta be out? Should he be out if they don't get the league or the Champions League this season? Maybe I'm crazy. I still don't think Arsenal would be in this position without him, but these boys got to figure it out. They got to get it going because there's not that many games left in the season. We got 5, 8, 11 matches left. We got 11 matches left, and when we look at the schedule, before what I was doing with Arsenal was I was saying, okay, everybody outside of Chelsea, Man City, maybe Newcastle, maybe Palace, right? You take a look at the table. Maybe we throw out of the team should be instant wins. But now that they're losing to Wolverhampton, look how bad Wolverhampton are this season. That's why I'm messed up now and I have no idea what's going to happen to this damn team. I want to see what I'm going to react at the end of this video. We're going to put on our headphones. And I want to see what Arteta's saying. I want to see what Arteta's saying in the interview because you know what? Sometimes when I watch these interviews, I don't like the way Arteta doesn't really hold accountability. And this is on them yesterday entirely. They have to be winning this game. So let's see what he says.
Well, extremely disappointed, obviously, with the result, with the way the game ended. But we have to blame ourselves. I think the performance in the second half didn't show anything close to the standards that are required in this league to win, and with the margins that I think should have existed today, especially in the manner that we played the first half. So it's a moment of disappointment. We all want to talk a lot about how we're feeling. It's not the moment to do that because anything that we do has to be always and only with the intention to help the team. And right now, I think we have to swallow that frustration. When you are at this level and at the top, you need to take the hits because today we deserve them as well. And move on as quick as possible because on Sunday we have a big game coming up.
In that second half, we could see you gesturing to the players to just calm down, keep the ball. How do you explain that inability to do that and what happened?
It was one after the other, to be fair. So it was a moment after another moment after another moment. So even though we scored the second goal, we never got gripped and dominance of the game. That's the reality. And that's some credit, obviously, to Wolf. And I don't want to underestimate that, but I think we played a big part on that. And as I said, there are very basic things, very simple things that today we did really wrong. And that's why we had the feeling, obviously, without really conceding much. But the moment is always the game open to anything that can happen.
John from Mirror.
Mikel, does it raise question marks about the mentality within the team? Because out there tonight, it looked as if they were struggling under the pressure, under the expectation. You know, you're out there to go 7 points clear.
I think any question, any criticize, any opinion, you have to take it on the chin today. I mean, that's it. Any hit, any bullet, take it because we didn't perform at the level that is required. So anything that anybody says can be right because we didn't do what we had to do. And the way to do it is on that pitch on Sunday in a great opportunity that we had.
So, you know what? He's taking accountability. Does that solve the issue? No. And Arsenal got a massive match against Spurs, guys. Massive match. I mean, Spurs back in 16th this season, but it's just always tough in that type of environment. But let me tell you this. With where it's coming down to, I got to say, we might have a situation on this April 18th Man City game where Man City are actually leading the league at that point. We may have a flip-flap because I'm looking at if Man City take 3 points this weekend, they're 2 points behind, and Arsenal got a couple tough games before that game that, you know what, if Man City go on a bit of a streak, we're going to have to see. So, man, I think this Premier League is going to really come down to the end. I don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm sticking with the 2 Arsenal trophies, but, man, I think it's time to hit the panic button if you're an Arsenal fan. This is scary. It's a really bad result. Really bad. Unacceptable if you want to win a title in the Premier League.